What's going on, barbecue family? It's your boy. Come on, you know, it's your favorite barbecue brother, nephew, cousin, uncle, comrade, I don't know, barbecue family member, back with another video. It's that time of year. I'm gonna rip a freaking turkey recipe on the channel and I couldn't be more excited. So without further ado, hey, real quick guys, if it's your first time on the channel, we ask nothing of you. Literally nothing of you. If it's your first time here, sit back, relax, enjoy the barbecue content. I'm not asking anything of you. And if it's not your first time here, well then you already know what's going down here. So without further ado, let's cue the old meet and greet intro and let's jump into the video. All right, meat freaks and barbecue geeks. I hate that I said that. I don't even know. I don't know. What do you subscribe to? Maybe you're a combination of a meat freak. I don't even know what I just said. Meat freak, barbecue geek. Anyways, barbecue family. We got a fun one today. We're making turkey. It's that time of year. Everyone's hitting the interwebs trying to figure out how am I going to cook my turkey this year. And while there's just I don't even know if plethora is the right words. There's just a magnificent, no, not magnificent, a monstrous, that's what I was trying to say. There's a monstrous amount. There's a lot of turkey videos on YouTube. And so sometimes, guys, I know it's kind of hard to decipher through everything that you want to do and then rip a perfect turkey on the day of. So I'm here to just show you another way of doing it. Am I going to reinvent the wheel? No. Am I going to do all kinds of crazy injections and wet brines and dry brines and da-da-da? No. What I'm gonna do is show you guys what I like to do with my turkey when I just got enough stuff to do. And that's kind of where I'm at this year. Like guys, I got enough stuff. So I'm just going to cook a very simple turkey. We're gonna spatchcock it. We're gonna lay some very simple seasonings on it. We're gonna get it on the pellet smoker and we're just gonna let it roll 3, maybe 4 hours, pull it off, it'll be done. That to me is just a perfect way of doing a turkey. So let's do that. Let's do the turkey. Behold, uno turkey. There is this turkey neck with a little ice piece in it. And let me tell you guys the first tip of the day. The days of me thawing a turkey in my refrigerator for like 3 to 5 days, just non-existent. Haven't done it in years. I put it in a sink with cold water last night. I bought this turkey after dinner. I don't know, 5, 6 o'clock, somewhere in there. We got home, just put it in the sink with water, let it thaw out. And then once it was thawed, I don't know, we went to bed. I went to bed late at like 2 o'clock in the morning, but it was pretty much thawed. Then I just took it out of the bag, stuck it in the refrigerator and just dry brined it overnight. So that's the first thing I want to know is that if you are like watching this and you didn't realize that you could in fact thaw a turkey pretty much overnight, well, there you go. All I'm gonna do with this turkey is spatchcock it. And to be frank with you guys, I'm not gonna do a crazy in-depth tutorial on how to spatchcock a turkey because there's just a lot of those on the internet. And also I did a turkey video last year and I showed you guys how to spatchcock it, but I will run through it verbally, briefly. First, turn the turkey over opposite the breast side and you're just gonna run your shears. I like to use shears, ideally. You could use cleavers and all kinds of hatchery if you wanted to hack this thing up, but set of kitchen shears will do you solid. And I just run the shears down this backbone all the way down. And that's really it. You could do more than that. You could take the backbone out, take the breastbone out, and then it will really lay flat. And there's all different kinds of ways that you could, well, there's not really all kinds of ways. There's a few different ways to spatchcock. But for me, I mean, I'm not trying to win some kind of butchery award. Side 1 done. Now I will note this real quick, having spatchcocked, I don't like that word. Having spatched a handful of poultry, birds, hang tighter towards that backbone, the backbone that we're cutting out, we're removing. The closer that you get to the thigh side, the sketchier it kind of gets. It starts to fall apart and the skin starts to do some weird things. It starts to lay all like weird. I don't know. Is that a good representation of the droopiness? It starts to lay weird. So hang tighter into that little back spine side. And then your shears should be fairly easily making it through. There's just some small little wannabe bones back in there. They're not full, thick, calcium rich bones. You know, they're just little guys. So it shouldn't take too much to cut through. And if you find yourself like really in there and you're like, gosh darn it, these scissors suck. Likely it's not the shears. You're just a little bit too far to the good bone. And voila, there's the backbone we don't need. Folks are going to say, make stock out of this. You could do that. I'm going to shoot you straight. It's probably going to go in the trash. Sorry. Could you make a stock? Certainly. If you want to make a stock, have at it. It's genuinely surprising that I don't know all the science behind it. Someone also probably in the comments could give me the whole scientific rundown. But it's pretty cool that you can buy a totally frozen 12-pound turkey and put it in some cold water for a handful of hours, and then it's just basically thawed. I like to do that. So I don't stress around the holidays. I don't stress. I buy my turkey in advance, so I'm not hitting the last minute rush, and that's a total lie because I'm always running last minute, and so I'm always thawing turkeys this way. Okay, so our bird is spatched. Looks good. At this point, you could remove the breastbone, which sits in here, get a nice little sharp knife, cut it out, pull it out, and it'll lay really flat. Frankly, I'm just going to, for the purposes of this video, is what I normally do, is just give it the CPR pump, as you'll see in a second. It'll just kind of crack that breastbone a little bit. It'll let it sit a little flatter, flatter than it is right now. As you can see, it's not really that flat. It's sitting over. The legs are sitting atop the thighs, so we just kind of want to flatten this guy out. And so that's what I'll do here in a second. But I want to touch real quick on the weight of this bird. This was an 11-pound bird. My max weight for turkey is about 15 pounds. Same deal with briskets. I like a good 12 to 15 pound brisket. I do the same thing for a turkey. Back in the day, I used to buy the 20 monstrosity, 20-pound big old thing. And one, it takes forever to cook. Two, it has a propensity to dry itself out if you don't wet brine it. But then also wet brining a 20-pound monstrosity of a turkey wasn't, for me personally, wasn't just that ideal. I didn't prefer doing that. So that's kind of how I like to do it these days, is a 12 to 15-ish pound turkey, no brine. Now, don't get me wrong. If you brine your turkey, it's going to be juicier, and it's going to give it time to absorb the sugars and the salts and the flavors inside of the brine. It does make a better turkey if you have the time for it. But what I have found over the years, especially if I'm making a Thanksgiving turkey, I got dressing, I got gravy, I got so many other things happening that the extra 24 hours and prep and mess that goes into wet brining a turkey, I don't want to say it has diminishing returns. I personally don't see a need for it. The way that I'm about to show you how to do this turkey is juicy enough, it's flavorful enough, it freaking rocks on the day of, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to look over and freaking Sally Sue is just dumping gravy all over that turkey you just smoked anyways. So I say all that to say, the only thing I did was take it out of the bag, like I said last night, once it was mostly thawed, put it in the fridge. I actually didn't even have this wire rack. I just put it on a cookie pan, bone side down. That back side we just removed, that side down, stuck it in the fridge, and let it dry brine overnight. Really, it just kind of aired out and the skin got slightly drier. Okay, let's crack this. Let's chiropractic this thing and then season it and get on the pit. Like so. I like how that's sitting. Give it just a little bit more. The only real tip I have for getting this thing to sit flat, past just popping it down, is do it in stages, meaning you might feel inclined to just lay it flat and just give it the old crack down. You're really going to flare it out, and there's a chance that you crack it too much, and then it just sits like a really sad bird. You kind of want, if you're going to spatchcock it, you want that effect. You want everything to be firm and even and symmetrical. And so my point is, as you saw, I kind of gave it some cracks where it needed it. I didn't do one heaving pop. So that's sitting just how I want. If you were to have removed that breastbone underneath, it would sit a lot flatter. But that's more so just for the end of the cook if you just wanted to cut it in half, basically. So this is how I like it. I'm going to season this and get it on the pit. As far as seasonings is concerned, I got some Pam cooking spray. So I'm just going to pat this turkey as dry as I can, hit it with some Pam spray, and then I'm gonna go over the top with some of my brisket booster. This brisket booster is, well, it's formulated mostly for brisket, but these days I kind of use it on more than just brisket. So yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of brisket booster, and then I'm going to do some anything rub by Traeger. Traeger sent this out to me. They sent me a bunch of rubs and they sent me a bunch of pellets. And so they're not sponsoring this video. I don't even know I'm making this video, but I can't speak for you, I'll speak for me. Hey, free 99 is free 99. So if a company's gonna send me something for free, your boy Frisbee's gonna use it. So that's what I got happening here. Some anything rub. I used this a while back and I don't remember what I used it on. I just remember it was surprisingly good. So I'm gonna do that with the turkey. Guys, on the brisket booster note real quick, this hat, bad day to be a brisket. I just went to Mexico on vacation. I got back and I'm shooting this video. All through the airport, people were like, dude, love the hat. Women were saying, I love this hat. Where do I get it from my husband? It's a compliment getter. So I say that to say, I've only ever really sponsored this channel. I'm not out here like living the lavish life of some barbecue YouTuber. I got 30,000 subscribers. Every month this channel loses me money. I don't really make money off this channel. Not yet. Fingers crossed for profitable one day. But my point is, guys, I do this stuff out of the love and the passion for the barbecue. So anytime I sell hats, t-shirts, or my OG rub brisket booster, all that money just goes back into the channel so that I can make cooler videos, like videos that I don't have to get on my hands and knees and say to my wife, babe, would you please let me go do this out of our own pockets? This just allows me to do stuff inside of the channel. So anyways, snag a brisket booster or a hat, set time of year, support your boy. If you got any enjoyment out of this channel, and if it's your first time here, don't buy anything, don't subscribe, don't do anything. Subscription is earned, it's not given. So let me earn that from you. And maybe one day, if you like what's going on, I don't know. You'll figure out what you feel like inclined to do. Okay, let's pat this down. Pammy Pam, brisket booster first, because the booster's got a lot of good stuff. It's got your basic onion powder, paprika, some sugar, some spices. The good stuff, just the basic core stuff that you're looking for. Of course, because I call it brisket booster, I did add some little extra oomph in there, but my point is I'm mainly using this for the salt that's in this thing. Think of a Lowry's, any kind of seasoning salt. Think of it kind of like that. Just more formulated to hold up through the duration of a brisket cook. That was the idea with the booster. But these days I just find myself putting it on nearly everything. Everything rub. I am just gonna put a lot of this on there, truth be told. I should probably taste it before. Let me give this a taste. Do that all on my face with the wind. Oh, that's salty. I might have just got salt. Let me take this glove out and actually really try that. Yeah, that's salty. All right, folks. This anything rub, salt, pepper, garlic, saltier than I expected. I'm just gonna call an audible. This turkey's gonna be too salty if I use this plus the brisket booster. So I went and I snagged some Malcolm Reed D barbecue rub. Guys, I don't know, man. I never met Malcolm in person, but I can tell you this. I've been barbecuing for a long time, really before barbecue YouTube kind of came about. And so when I was like floundering out in the barbecue ether trying to learn this thing, I fell across a Malcolm Reed video and I was like, this is a gift from God himself. Dude, I love everything Malcolm does. He has no idea I'm saying this. He has no idea who I am. I'm just telling you, whatever Malcolm touches, it just turns into barbecue gold. So I'm using the barbecue rub. It's the OG rub. I've been using this for at least a decade. I opted for this because it's sweeter, it's very balanced. It's going to complement that brisket booster really well because there's a good dose of salt in brisket booster. And there's not so much in the barbecue rub. And I like this stuff because I can use a lot of it, like a lot. Get all the nooks and crannies, get everything you can, everything you see. That's it. That's done. seasoned, ready to go. Very simple. We're going in the Traeger 275. I could do a whole freaking video in and of itself about the temperature of your smoking apparatus when it comes to turkey, really all barbecue, but turkey. Just let me spare you and let me just tell you, 275 is a sweet spot. You can go lower, anything lower than 250, you're just basically gonna make a rubber ducky, a rubber turkey, I guess. The skin's gonna be rubbery. Anything over like 325, 350, and you're gonna do some other stuff that you don't want that we don't have to get into. So anyways, just trust me, take me at my word. 275, trust me, it's a good sweet spot. It's a quality number. Not too high, not too low. Does all the things we need. Let's just do that. Nothing crazy. I'm just gonna try to slide. Can I slide that? That's not gonna work. There we go. Right in the middle. There is our turkey. A little bit of brisket booster, a little bit of the barbecue rub. Nothing super crazy. I got my legs flared out how I want. I got the thighs situated right underneath. Just a very even cook. All right, we just closed the Traeger down. Spatchcocked turkey, 11, 12, 13 pounds, somewhere in there. You're looking at about 3, maybe 4 hours at the max on a cook at 275. Let me get this station cleaned up, and then I'm gonna give it about an hour and a half, somewhere in there, and we'll check back in, just see what it's doing. I don't plan on butter basting. I don't plan on spraying any additional oil. I don't think I'm gonna do any of that. I'm just gonna cook the most simple, easiest, basic, yet delicious spatchcock turkey one could make. And in order to do that, we're rolling with simplicity over complexity for this one. So see you guys in, I don't know, hour and a half, hour, somewhere in there, and we'll check out how our turkey is moving along. See you guys in a little bit. So our turkey has been on now for 2 hours exactly. We've been rolling at 275 the whole time. And first off, look at the peel back on this drum right here. Beautiful peel back. That means it's cooking just how we need. I've just left the wings as is. I know people do some fancy tie up stuff with the wings, but didn't really do that. Just kind of left it as is. 275, like I said, just rocking and rolling. I haven't basted, I haven't done anything, just left it alone. I'm feeling the breast, it's feeling pretty firm. I'm gonna temp this and see where it's at. Don't judge my old school thermometers. I actually don't have my thermopins at the current moment, and I really need to temp this. So I'm gonna just grab this old school and stick it just right in the breast, basically. 116, we're looking for about 160, somewhere in there. 130. We're still climbing, probably 135. Really what you're looking for, as you saw, we just temped it out. You're looking for about 160-ish, 165 in the breast, and then about 10 degrees higher, about 175 in the dark meat and the thigh. So I just probe right in the middle of the breast, right in the middle of the thigh. You'll see online, there's different ways of pulling turkeys. Some people pull them a lot lower in the 155s and 157, 8, somewhere in there, and then they'll let it carry over. For me, I'm just gonna pull it right at around 160, 165 in the breast. Hopefully the thigh will be about 10 degrees higher, which is what we want. I'm gonna rest it on the countertop for the purposes of this video. It's a little cold outside, so I'm gonna pull it a little closer to that official done temperature. Again, just because I'm gonna rest it on the countertop, it won't have as much kind of momentum carryover as if I was gonna put this in a house at ambient house temperatures. Again, a little nippy. It's gonna kind of cool off pretty rapidly on the countertop outside. So that's the plan there. You really couldn't get much easier than that turkey. Like I said, didn't baste it with butter, didn't spray it with anything. The bark, it's not totally set. It's a little bit on the moist side. So I just want to leave it as is. If I were to baste it with butter or anything like that, I would really just wash that bark out. And I don't want to do that. So I'm leaving it. 275 is the cooking temperature. All Traegers have about a 10-degree variant, so we've been rolling 275, 285, 265, somewhere in there, but a good 275 on average. Let's let it roll for another 30 minutes. I'll check back in on my temps, just like how you saw. I probably won't bring you guys along for that. You don't need to see me stick a thermometer in a turkey, but once it's done, we'll put it on the countertop, let it rest, and we'll take a bite. All right, party people, we are back with the turkey, and it's done and it looks beautiful. And I'm going to run through what we did really quick, and then let's just cut it. I want to show you guys this thing of beauty, and then I'll eat it and we'll round the video out. So first, it has been exactly about 3.5 hours. I said exactly then about because it cooked for 3 hours and 15 minutes. And then I left the turkey in the Traeger. I turned the Traeger to the shutdown cycle, which is about a 15 to 20 minute process for it to shut down. And I just let the turkey rest in the Traeger while the Traeger was shutting down until it was just cool enough for me to manipulate it and move it. And now I'm going to slice it. I would not, however, advise you to rest it in that short of amount of time. Some people tell you to rest turkeys for hours and hours. Maybe if you're doing it in an oven, like restaurant style, maybe follow a process like that. For me, give it at least 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Let it rest in your house, not out in the elements where it's cold like this. Bring it inside, put a little foil over it, set it to the side, start making a table, do all the stuff. Let the turkey rest out. Okay, so that's resting it. And then, like I said, 3.5 hours total cook time, spatchcock turkey. It's so hard to beat a turkey that cooks in less than 4 hours. That's a win. All right, let's cut into this. Look at this bird. I mean, it is just, this is what I love most about spatchcock turkey. The presentation is it's a thing of beauty. The skin, nice and crisp. The seasonings are set into the skin. It's cooked in properly. I will say this. If you're temping like I was, I didn't have a leave-in thermometer. I would highly, highly advise you guys to use leave-ins, because what ends up happening is every time you puncture the meat, the juice just starts spilling out and you wash out your bark. If I had a leave-in, I wouldn't need to constantly poke it to check the temp. Didn't have a leave-in. It is what it is. Looks good. Look at that. Is that a turkey? No, that's a chicken. Something like that. Gobble, gobble. There we go. Okay. So when it comes to serving turkey, it's all going to depend on your preference on presentation. What do you got going on at the dinner table? So on and so forth. What I mostly like to do is just in one fell swoop, pull out. Look at that juice, guys. I can't even look at this. It's just super juicy. So I like to pull that out. That's the drum. That's the thigh. Dark meat off to the side. I'll remove this other one. If you're curious, shout out Outdoor Edge for the cutlery. I got a link in the description for a discount code for you to get this. It's that time of year. Treat your barbecue husband or wife to some new cutlery. This right here, just magic. My mouth is watering as I just look at it. Oh, that's good. Oh, and it's crispy, it's juicy. That's good, folks. I'm not messing around. That's good for real. Wing for the fam. Right down. Just follow. If you cook it right, you don't have to do too much hatchery. All right, I'm going to save these little guys for later. Now let me hold this up like a trophy. This probably looks really weird because it feels weird. Now on the breast, we can do this a couple ways. I see people serving the breast while the breast is attached to the carcass. They just pull slices out of that. I think you leave some meat behind. And I'm a no meat left behind kind of guy. So I'm just going to follow, to the best of my ability, this little ridge, this bone-ish hump in there. I'm just going to follow that and then peel this open like so. And I'll extract this breast out of here. Ah, the sucker's hot. Like that. Beautiful breast. Set this to the side. There you go, little guy. And I'll take this other one out. Okay. And then from here, all you're doing is pulling slices. Look at that. Just beautiful. No wet brine. No real dry brine. Just how to barbecue rights. The barbecue rub. Shout out Malcolm. Little bit of brisket booster. Shout out me. And there you go. If you were to serve that on a platter, flare that out, set it, give it to your friends, family. This is how they know you really love them. Now, enough talking. Also, shout out Outdoor for the lightsaber. 12-inch slicer, 11 or 12 inches, something like that. Hard to beat. Look at the juice. Moist. It's not dry. Here we go. Oh, hey, listen here. If you do this just how I showed you, it is so hard to fail. It is moist, it is tender, it is juicy, and I'm not just saying this, I'm being for real. I would put my name next to this turkey right here for any Thanksgiving. Simple, easy. We made it in less than a day, pulled it out today, little season, little zip zap right onto the Traeger. $275 for about 3 hours. I forgot to say this, for the last 15 to 20 minutes of the cook, I upped the temp to 300. That's key, I forgot to say that. That way we just kind of nuke the skin and make sure that we extract all the moisture that there is to extract out of it. It gets nice and pliable. That way you can do this. Bite through. It's not rubbery at all. All right, family, I appreciate you guys eternally for always supporting your boy Frisbee and this thing we call meet and greet. Please, truly, from the bottom of my heart, if you do this, drop in the comments, let the rest of us know, how did it turn out? Did it work? Did it not work? Tag me on Instagram on anything you cook. If old Frisbee with meet and greet helped you just as much as a little mustard seed, tag me on Instagram at Meet and Greet Barbecue, the same way it's written out on YouTube. Tag me, I share everything, I DM everyone back. I'm a man of the people, I try to be. I appreciate you, I love you. As always, Big Frizz, Meet and Greet. Over and out.